Witness the creation of a train show. A story of the right place and the right time. Foot forward promotion and strategic planning. And a passion to share the world's greatest hobby. 28 seconds of video, only, begins to tell the story.
Keystone Truck and Tractor Museum presents Trains, Trucks, and Tractors, the Titans of Transportation at Keystone Truck and Tractor Museum in Colonial Heights.
We're literally going to celebrate what it was that made America and makes America move. And I think that the only player missing is you. I can't think of a more epic rest stop than the museum.
Share what you love in the best part of Virginia.
All aboard!
Chapter 1. The phone rang. Our story starts in February 2022, with a phone call.
Yes, this is Bob Sepridge, and I'm with the Keystone Truck and Tractor Museum in Colonial Heights, Virginia. It is Monday the 14th. It's a few minutes past 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We have been given some model railroad items, and I'd like to speak with someone, if I could, to see if I might be able to get someone to help us with what we have been given. My direct dial here at the museum is 804. I look forward to hearing back from you. Thank you very much.
Already scouting the museum as a possible train show venue, RANTRAK's JM replied to the call the same day.
Hi, Bob. It was great to chat with you today about the model railroading equipment the museum received. I checked my calendar, and I'm free to visit you tomorrow starting around 12 noon.
One day later, JM made tracks to the museum. 2 days later, JM began to cultivate the seeds planted, and the new friendships formed.
And thanks so much for the tour and joining me in a visionary discussion yesterday. I'm looking forward to following up with you next week after our board meets and I can share our experience.
Chapter 2. Foot Forward Posture. In his third-person audio journal, JM described the effort to gather support to launch a new show.
Meeting minutes of the RF&P model railroaders and JM's emails document the execution of a game plan to launch a train show. Describing a golden opportunity, JM communicated to the board that they had been invited by Bob in the Keystone Museum to take a nickel tour and discuss the possibilities for a future partnership. In March, the model railroaders held their annual meeting and announced the possibility of a partnership with Keystone for a new train show. JM wasted no time producing a draft flyer. Anticipating the significance of this historic tour, JM also brought a camera to that meeting, including the entire tour, saved on the YouTube channel. Paving the way for what Bob Sepridge described as a win-win scenario. The group met, discussed, and planned the show, and then finished with breakfast at the Keystone Grill. 1 month later, in mid-April, the model railroaders were presenting Ashland Train Day, but they also were discussing the July dates for a train show. And on June 17, 2022, officially both boards of Keystone and the RF&P model railroaders announced we have a show. Fortune favors the bold. When JM heard that Governor Youngkin had announced LEGO coming to Virginia, he seized the opportunity to roll out the red carpet for LEGO to Virginia. Richmond Area NTRAK Club President Bob Thomas summoned the train troops. JM updated the flyer and Keystone's staff applied the final polish.
Chapter 3. The social media blitz. As we enter July, just 3 weeks before opening day, RF&P Model Railroaders President Bill Descent sent all exhibitors the floor plan. Facebook ad boosting of the flyer started immediately. JM spent less than $3 on the RF&P Model Railroaders Facebook page, reaching 592 views in 5 days. Between the 3rd and 7th of July, JM worked with Petersburg Visitors Bureau and a local media company, Book and Creative, to schedule a video production day at the Clubhouse Model Railroads in Ashland, Virginia.
Eagerly reporting from the video shoot session, Victor and Remy are doing a great job with the best equipment.
1 day later, the 8th of July, JM posted the first of 24 show promotions, including this video he produced of the video production team. Between the 7th and 14th, JM invested $12 to boost his promotional posts to an audience of 6,276 Facebook viewers, yielding a tidy 1,274 engagements. Based on these results, JM's RANTRAK team agreed to pass the hat and pitch in $120 to boost the boosted posts. Now watch the professional promo spot that drove audience from 12,000 to more than 30,000 in only 2 weeks.
Model railroading is the little miniature world that you make in the palm of your hands. So for a lot of folks, it's all about being a kid. Well, for me, this is about being a kid again. You'll see in the various scales that we have to present an entire realm of worlds where people are going to focus in near and far. It's all in there. When a child walks up to a layout, just like this train is going by right now, and you're looking at it at eye level, you really think, wow, that looks so real. And that's where art meets form. The Trains, Trucks, and Tractors event, the Titans of Transportation, is a model railroad show surrounded by a museum full of trucks and tractors. I can't imagine a better combination of the Titans of Transportation, where we're literally going to celebrate what it was that made America and makes America move. You absolutely want to check out everything that's in this show, and you might even ask yourself, how did it happen? The Keystone Truck and Tractor Museum received a donation of O-gauge equipment, thinking, why not? So they should have a train, maybe some flat cars with some tractors on it. And it didn't take long before I sat there and I said, can you imagine trains, trucks, and tractors? Oh my. Now, many folks in the Richmond area probably remember who Sailor Bob was. Sailor Bob's son donated his dad's personal home layout, and we are going to have that layout for the first time in a major public event. Obviously, the Keystone Truck and Tractor Museum, what a great venue, and if this is your first time to visit that museum, you're in for a real treat. We're going to have an O scale with the River City 3-railers, and we'll have the HO scale, Virginia Piedmont Piedmont and Central, and an N scale, the Richmond area N track. And in addition, we're going to have the Rich Brick Lego City Model Railroad featuring Lego. And I think that the only player missing is you. I can't think of a more epic rest stop than the museum. All aboard!
From that moment forward, the eyes of an adoring public grew wider with anticipation, sharing the social media and making plans to attend. Chapter 4. Always be building, and always be promoting. RANTRAK Secretary Steve Stalnaker communicated the details of setup and trailer loading. JM used a tripod and an old cell phone to record and produce a time-lapse of the train show setup. JM also recorded the first pre-show media interview by CBS 6's Wayne Coville.
As a group, and we're able to put together a much larger layout and a lot more, learn a lot more about it by doing it with others.
And again, going back to the D word that you were talking about earlier, the detail is just absolutely amazing for the power company. And you used to work for Dominion, so I have lots of memories here.
That's right, yeah.
And for promotion, JM seized every opportunity to highlight the newly minted relationship between Virginia and Lego.
What are y'all doing? Paving roads for Lego?
We are paving the new Lego road.
Wow. How many Lego street kits do you have? 40 Lego street kits. My goodness. Well, there's a sign in front of your layout now that says, Virginia is for Lego lovers. I think Lego is going to love you.
The following Facebook Live preview represents the final media push before opening day.
Trains, trucks, and tractors, Titans of Transportation train show. And I'm going to take a sneak peek at the layouts, beginning with the Virginia, Piedmont, and Central, HO. Here comes the layout. This is going to be one incredible show. And we're not going to give everything away here. We're just going to speed right on by. Look at the scenery. And this is all going to be full of trains. This is HO scale, 1 to 87 scale. And we'll have the public shoulder to shoulder checking out these trains. And now we're coming up to, oh, there he is, Sailor Bob. Sailor Bob's layout, Bob Griggs' home layout. There it is. Oh, wow. Yep, you're going to have to come in and see that in detail. Oh, look at that. There are the River City three-railers. Why are they called three-railers? Oh, check it out. That is some classic railroad track. 3 tracks with all the scenery. Wow, that is cool. Once again, you got to be here to see it. All right, back by Sailor Bob. And we can see the Richmond area N-track guys are setting up, getting ready to head home for the day. Got all of our skirting up, all the scenery. Oh, so there's the inside, rivers, streams, gravel tipples, lakes, waterfalls. Wow. Man, and we're already 2 minutes in the video. We're speeding by everything. You are gonna have to be here. Oh, there's Lego. Look at that. Virginia is for Lego lovers. Well, ain't that the truth? And there is a Lego setup and a red carpet. Welcome to Virginia Lego. Yeah, this is going to be a great event coming up this weekend. Saturday, Sunday, the 23rd and 24th. And also next weekend on the 30th and the 31st. And if you haven't gotten enough trains, well, then you haven't seen the tractors and the trucks that make up the rest of this museum. And if you came hungry, you have not seen the Keystone Grill, which is where we just came from. So if this isn't enough to wet your whistle, I don't know what we're gonna have to do, but this is gonna be awesome. All right, folks, we will see you here. Bye-bye.
Chapter 5. In the beginning, the train show was created, and it was good. Timelapse tells the tale. Adding fuel to the media momentum, Christy Higgins from the Progress Index covered Day 2 with video and interviews. Midweek, fanning the flames to a frenzy, CBS 6's Antoinette Esser interviewed Bill Descent and J.M. Gadoury.
All the layouts and the models together. But once we have made them, it literally brings with them.
And so how long does it take to put on a show?
Well, it takes countless days and years and months to put all the layouts and the models together. But once we have made them, it literally brings with enough help, we can set this up in a day, day and a half. So it's all brought in by our members. We set it up on legs, put the scenery back on, get the skirting up, fire up the electronics, and we're ready to go.
And you said years, so
some of these modules it takes years to work on to get your scenery right, get the parts built up, make your grass and your bushes look right, paint the skyboards to look like sky, construct buildings that are prototypically correct. So there's a lot to it in making it what you want it to look like.
And for this show in this building, how much space are you using here?
So this is a 8,500 square foot room, I'm told. I think we're using pretty much the whole room. Obviously we have some open spaces for people to get around. But when we do a show, we try to utilize as much of the space as possible. And we can adjust the sizes of our layouts to fit that available space.
And what do you think is the draw for people who come to the show?
Well, I think, like me, a lot of people just like the trains. They're fun to see. It's interesting to look at the detail and the miniaturization that has been created. There's a lot of craft work and artistry, and the fact that the trains are running and are running smoothly is a testament to the technology and the ability to wire this up all electronically to make it all work. So I think folks see that and they get enjoyment from it.
So is the Lego part of the show, part of yours?
The Lego show is a part of our show, and the folks that are demonstrating that are part of our organization, yes.
What do you want people to walk away with when they come to see us?
I want them to walk away really excited, satisfied with what they have come in to see. I hope they walk away thinking, maybe I'd like to get into this hobby and come join our organization and learn more about it and practice their own skills. But I hope everybody that just comes enjoys it, has fun, like seeing their kids' smiles on their faces when they see things, and delight in the details and things that they find through their exploration.
We'll get
Jean-Marc?
Yes.
To Keystone Truck and Tractor Museum in Colonial Heights. They have a massive model railroading event there. Trains, trucks, and tractors, titans of transportation, will showcase the best in model railroading in the Commonwealth, sponsored by the RF&P Model Railroaders Club. There'll be dozens of trains all running at one time. It's one of the largest model railroad layouts in Virginia, and it's for people of all ages.
This is for everyone. I would say that kids, because of their height, have the perfect view of these model railroads. It's designed to be seen at track level. But truthfully, artisans, people who understand when you take art and form, mash them together, and animate it with a train, it's magic.
Our Antoinette shows us the sights and tells us how it all got started in tonight's A-List.
The
this was a Benjamin Moore paint factory when I purchased it in 2010, and it was 95,000 square feet. We've since added 35,000 more, so we're about 130,000 square feet.
Every inch of space at the Keystone Truck and Tractor Museum is filled with vintage and restored items. Keith Jones is the museum's founder.
In 1997, I restored my first tractor, which is the little green John Deere M sitting over on the front row over there. I kind of fell in love with tractors and got to be somewhat of a habit.
A habit that turned into a dream after he retired from his own trucking company. There's even a lunch counter inside the museum, open 7 days a week, serving breakfast from 7 to 3. And for the Trains, Trucks, and Tractors Titans of Transport show this weekend, a model railroad exhibit. Jones says it's like taking a trip down memory lane.
Most people, especially my generation, grew up with this era of farm equipment. Of course, I wasn't a farmer, but my father was a sawmiller. I think one of the best things is to see the kids that come in here and the look on their face and the excitement. Hopefully, they get interested in something like this themselves rather than their iPad.
Kids of all ages will also see a model railroad exhibit manned by the RF&P Railroaders. Bill Descent is the president.
I just love the trains. I love the realism of the models. I love the miniature towns, the miniature views.
A 30-year hobby and passion for Descent.
It's all brought in by our members. We set it up on legs, put the scenery back on, get the skirting up, fire up the electronics, and we're ready to go.
Here's my mom's Margaret's Candies and Crafts. My dad was a minister 42 years. Here's the Campground Christian Fellowship Church. My sister Paige has Paige's Pumpkin Patch right here. My brother Armand has Armand's Apples and the Apple Orchard.
J.M. Gadoury is also a member and a volunteer.
This whole set is called Labor Day Weekend. It is a replication of scenes in New England, including the Polar Caves Park.
He says his reason for being in model railroading
is because I'm passionate about being a kid again. Model railroading is the miniature world that you build in the palm of your hands. It's life miniaturized.
And it's all inside the Keystone Truck and Tractor Museum at Exit 53 in Colonial Heights.
I hope everybody that just comes enjoys it, has fun, like seeing their kids' smiles on their faces when they see things, and delight in the details and things that they find through their exploration.
And you can catch this mega show Saturday and Sunday from 9 to 5.
Days 3 and 4 public attendance exceeded days 1 and 2, and a new train show star was born. Chapter 6. Children's eye level is by far the best view. Ride along on JM's roving Dolly video camera to experience all the sights and sounds of the now famous Titans of Transportation train show. This layout was presented by Richmond Area RANTRAK, known as RANTRAK. Stay tuned for Chapter 7, featuring a 28-minute steam train show special excursion. Ian Hemingway and his mom, Sue Hemingway, owner of Tiny Tim's Trains and Toys in Ashland, Virginia, featured the rich brick Lego city.
Sounds a little familiar. Yeah, I think of it, yeah.
Ever popular for their holiday displays around Richmond, the River City three-railers trains thundered in spectacular fashion. The late Bob Griggs, known affectionately as Sailor Bob, built this home layout in the style and creativity that endeared him to children's TV programming in the 1960s and 70s. Virginia Piedmont and Central HO Model Railroaders presented this massive display, featuring trains, trucks and tractors.
You want to move it out of the way now.
They even crafted a highway billboard promoting the museum's restaurant, the Keystone Grill. Of course the museum's trucks and tractors were always just steps away from the trains. One truck in particular calls attention to the Jones Brothers Trucking from Abilene, Virginia. Museum founder Keith Jones also founded and sold the Abilene Motor Express Company. Chapter 7. Now boarding, steam train passenger excursion special. Experience the feeling of traveling the Virginia rails behind the chuff of the Iron Horse. Our excursion train departs from the town of Overlook, on time and on schedule, to arrive at the town of Caton. After passing through the tunnels above Kaiser Creek, passengers on the right-hand windows emerge to see McGowan Pond in the distance. The engineer steams his train past Armand's Apples, Ye Old Grist Mill at Slippery Moccasin Creek, and blows past the platform at Margaret's Candy and Crafts and Campground Christian Fellowship. The sawmill and lumberyard near the town of Caton appears to passengers out the left side windows. Taking on a few more passengers at the town of Caton. This priority steam train has priority over any grain hoppers moving at the Caton Grain Cooperative. This busy terminal mountain town includes vital railroad yards, interchange crossovers, and an interstate highway that dates to the colonial era. Our train descends the long grade around Caton, and approaches the highway overpass at the village known as Labor Day Weekend. Page's Pumpkin Patch on the left, and Polar Caves Park on the right. The water wheel at Ye Old Grist Mill is just ahead. Passing the shore of McGowan Pond, our passengers look right to see Charlene's Airbnb at the top of a bluff. The early fall foliage signals the time is right for harvest at Armand's apple orchard, and a hike along slippery Moccasin Creek Trail. Curious passengers along the right windows are treated to the sight of a crane loading mechanical equipment at a rock and mineral mine. The location of this vital track crossover signals that our train will soon make a southbound diversion. Our excursion train now crosses the beautiful Kaisers Creek before heading south at Overlook Junction. Just beyond the junction, our excursion progresses through a steep, stone-walled industrial canyon, before diving into a long curving tunnel at the town of Three Rock. Unaware of the massive industrial complex above them, our passengers await the daylight at the end of the tunnel. Emerging at the town of Sand Hill, our travelers spy a stone depot up on the hill to the left and a passenger station to the right. The iron horse snorts and chuffs as it begins climbing the grade at Powerhouse Bend, the site of high-tension cable towers, industrial service buildings, coal hoppers and tank cars reveal the workings of a power plant. After crossing its own tracks, our steam engine paused to take on water at Sand Hill Depot. With bell clanging and riders watching, the excursion cautiously enters the 3-Rock Industrial Yard, where cars loaded with paint, mechanical supplies, and animal feed and seed await pickup. Our excursion started at the town of Overlook, headed east, on the Caton Branch Line, and after heading south at Overlook Junction, just returned from the Sand Hill Branch Line. Now we head north and west on the Snake River Branch Line. Overlook Industries, full of belching smokestacks, spur tracks, and pallet racks, epitomizes the look of 20th century American manufacturing. Overlook Yard follows to the west, a sprawling two-tiered hill accomplishing every train order operation conceivable. As the excursion curves north, passengers looking left will see the Foley's Mill lumber spur, followed by the freight-loading town of Brockport. While the engineer will not find a Burger King at BK Hill, the siding and incline engineered by the construction company of Bob and Keith produced some fine tree tunnels to entertain our passengers. Snake River branch terminates at the Coal Tipple, Water Dam, and mountain town of the same name. Passengers squeal with excitement as numerous bridges crisscross the Snake River. Our excursion train retraces its path, treating passengers to an alternate view of the passing countryside. A small Appalachian Hillbilly Orchestra performs for our passengers in the head end of the last excursion car. Enjoy the voyage home. Chapter 8. We returned to our depot, and then we rested.
Nope, it's already on my truck.
Oh.
Well done, Stone. Yeah, that's it. Stone, did you get all that on time lapse? Yeah. Nice. There you go. Everybody's waving their hands at you. Adios. RANTRAK has left the building. In only an hour and a half, the room is almost clear.